Welcome Patent Shark. Welcome to the first module, VP1, for conducting a patentability search. Now, let's look at the materials of this case. What is a patentability search? And why conduct a patentability search? And what search tools are available to you in order to conduct your patentability search? These are the questions that we're going to answer with this presentation. Patentability search. It's also referred to as a patent novelty search or just novelty search. And it is a search of prior art, which means the body of pre-existing knowledge, and we'll describe prior art even later in this presentation, that is conducted on behalf of a potential patent applicant or inventor. Now, why is it important to conduct a patentability search? Because it helps the patent attorney in pointing out the true novelty of the invention. The claims of a patent, as we've seen in other presentations by Patent Shark, delineate the boundaries between the invention and the prior art. So, one of the objectives of the patentability search is to flush out prior art before the patent application is filed. Now, this allows the patent attorney to draw up the broadest possible set of claims without treading on the known prior art. So what is the purpose of patentability search? Well, ideally, the search locates the prior art that an examiner would have asserted in a first office action. Now, with such prior art in hand, the patent attorney can draft claims that distinguish the present invention from the prior art that was found. And this usually leads to a better set of claims being allowed at a much earlier date, and it also reduces the cost of patent prosecution for the inventor. So it speeds patent prosecution by allowing the claims to be tailored to avoid the prior art before the examiner conducts his or her own search. Now, whether such prior art is actually found depends partly on how much time is allocated, what the cost is, and on the skill of the searcher. What it is not. It's very important to realize that a patentability search is not a product clearance search, and it's not an infringement search. In other words, the purpose of a patentability search is not to determine whether a potential product or inventive concept might infringe one or more existing patents. So, should an inventor conduct a patentability search on his own? Or should an inventor consult a patent attorney or some type of a patent professional that specializes in conducting these patentability searches? Well, every inventor, at least in our opinion, should spend some time searching and looking, if for no other reason, just to familiarize themselves with the prior art. What is out there? So what is prior art? It's any evidence that your invention is already known. It does not need to exist physically or to be commercially available. In other words, it doesn't have to be a product that's already out there. Now, is it enough it's basically enough that someone, somewhere, at some time previously had described or shown or made something that contains a use of technology that is very similar to your invention. Here's a further definition of prior art. It constitutes all information that has been made available to the public in any form before a given date that might be relevant to a patent's claim of originality. So what type of tools are available to you in order to conduct a patentability search? Well, one of the first tools you can use is the United States Patent Office search page. They have their own little search engine for finding patents. And if you go to www.uspto.gov, you can find this search page. A second source is Free Patents Online, which can be found at www.freepatentsonline.com. You just have to create a very quick, free profile, and it's easy to access the patent illustrations, and there's also PDFs available of all the patents and patent publications. A third tool that is available that is also free is Google Patent Search at www.google.com/patents. Now, there's a limited number of fields that can be searched, and sometimes the most recent patents are not always immediately available. However, this is also a very good tool to start off with when you do a search. Now, those were the free tools. How about tools that you have to actually pay for, software that you pay for? Well, it seems that there's quite a few out there, and we're just going to list some of them here just for your convenience. Questel or Orbit, Delphion, Thomson Innovation, Lexis, Westlaw, and you can even use databases that are available for international patents, for the EPO, the European patents, or the JPO, Japanese patents. But we won't get into that right here. So what is being searched? So, well, the depth of any type of prior art search is a function of available time and budget. So a patentability search places no date constraints on how far back to search the prior art. Ideally, and based of course on your budget and your time that you have allocated to this task, a patentability search will cover all granted patents, publications, published patent applications, and non-patent literature that is published anywhere in the world. And furthermore, it could also uncover any evidence of past public use or sales. Now, what are the specifics of conducting a patentability search? One of the first ways you approach this issue is by doing a keyword search. So it's very essential to try a variety of different keywords for a search. You try different names, different labels, and you try to cover all possible descriptions of the invention. Now, once you do that, you'll probably find some patents that are close to what the inventor has told you he wants to patent. When you find those patents, look at the front page of the patents and identify U.S. classifications. Once you identify those U.S. classifications, you can conduct a specific classification search to be even more detailed. Now, you'll see this very often in your practice if you're dealing especially with independent inventors. An inventor comes to you and says, I have an idea and I want you to file a patent application on it, and don't worry, I already did a search, there's nothing out there. So it's not uncommon for an inventor to do a search and find nothing. However, this happens quite often. A professional will get that idea, go to one of these search tools that were just presented to you, and will find patents that are tangentially related or that are quite close, and sometimes you'll even find patents that are exactly what the inventor is trying or attempting to patent. Again, this is quite common. So in conclusion, a patentability search, it's similar to, sometimes, depending on the idea, for searching a needle in a haystack. And this is, for many, complex ideas that are out there. So in general, it is recommended to use a patent professional or somebody who has extensive experience looking at patent databases to find what's out there. Subtleties of semantics and strategy in researching patent specifications make it advisable to engage a patent professional. Congratulations, Shark. VP1 is complete. Please proceed to your first assignment, which is a practice search. Thank you.